right, so let's record this. All right, so I'm going to calculate the bivariate correlation between, what did I say I'm going to do it for? Pearson correlation between self-esteem and perceived physical appearance. Self-esteem and perceived physical appearance. All right, so first thing I need is the equation. So let's just copy the equation here so you can have it with you. Or posterity, as they say. So I'm just going to copy and paste the correlation. The equation. Copy and paste it in here. Right here. There it is. There it is. Color it, fill it in. Fill it in with something like, yeah, there you go. Look at that, that's beautiful. All right. So we need x times y. We need sum of the x's. We need sum of the y's. So in this case, what is what? Let's see. What do I have? I have x is equal to self-esteem. So we'll say x equals self-esteem. X equals self-esteem. Y equals PPA, perceived physical appearance. All right. So X is self-esteem. Y is PPA. So I need the sums. So I need sum right here because I need the sum of X and sum of Y. So I'm going to get the sum. I love how it automatically highlights everything so you know what you're getting. Basically, we're going from C2 to C16. Right? See, if you look here, it'll say sum C2 to C16. So I want to sum D2 to D16. So I'll go to that little corner, drag it over, bam, there you go. I got 72. So I have these two values. I need the sum of X times Y. So I need to create an X times Y. XY equal cell C2, because that's my X variable, one value in my X variable, times D2, enter. So 5 times 4 is 20. Drag all these down here, and it'll be the product of those two, like 4 times 3 is 12, 5 times 4 is 20. So I got that. What else do I need? I need the sum of x squared and the sum of y squared. So I need x squared. X squared, y squared, all right? Remember, there's two different ways to do this. I'm getting used to doing it this way, so I'm going to hit the equal sign in this cell. My first x variable, the caret 2 for squared, enter. I'll do the same. I could probably drag this over since these are right next to each other, but that's not always going to be the case. See, look, these two cells are right next to each other. So if I drag this, I should get 16. Yeah, there it is, because this is squaring D2, right? So this was squaring C2. See how that works? That's pretty cool, huh? Now I can just drag these down and I'll get the same pairs for everything. And I can double check. Here, 4 times 4 is 16. 4 squared is 16. 3 squared is 9. So everything aligns. All right. Did you see how I did that? You get that? Oh, you don't have to do it that way. You could have gone in here and done it manually, right? D2 caret squared. All right, I need the sums of all these. Since I already have the sums of this column, I need a sum of this, this, and this. It's the same rows, row 2 through 16. I can just drag this over. I get all my sums. So now I have every single thing I need to complete this equation. All right, I have everything I need to complete this. So I'm going to do the whole thing here now, okay? Just to make it easy. So watch what I do here. I'm going to put the numerator, because I need to do this in steps, because there's a lot of pieces, like the denominator has 2 pieces. I'm going to do denominator 1, and then denominator 2 for the second piece, right? So this first variance, sum of squares is my denominator 1, second is my denominator 2. I need the square root right? I need the square root of this, and then I finally need the quotient. Quotient is another term for, division, right? This is my quotient, numerator divided by the denominator. This is kind of fun. So now you're entering my world. This is the way I do everything, right? I don't want to write everything down all the time. All right, so first I need sum of x times y, right? That's right here, sum of x times y. So I'm gonna hit an equal sign in here. Highlight this first cell here. Oh, sorry. That's my mistake. Oops, the sum of x times y, the sum of x times y is 381, right? So I'm going to highlight that cell, 381. Then I need the sum of x times the sum of y. So I'm going to put in 1 minus 2 parentheses, because I'm going to need to do two things here. First, I have to multiply the sum of x times the sum of y. Then I have to divide by n. So first, I'm going to multiply the sum of x, which is this, times the sum of my y variable, which is this one, right? Close that parentheses. So see how they're in red? So they're together. I divide by n. N is going to be 15, right? There's 16 rows minus 1 for the first row makes 15. Close that. Hit enter. Yep, there's my numerator, 6.6. Did you see it? Let me do it again, or did you see that? So just take a look at what I did here. So based on the equation, I need the sum of x times y. That was given by cell E17, right? E17 right here, minus the product between the sum of x and the sum of y. So that's C17 times D17 right there. And that's divided by 15. And I have to match all of my parentheses. If you mess up on that, Excel will correct it for you. It'll say, well, did you mean this? And then you check and see if you did. Denominator 1, that's this guy right here. Sum of x squared. Let's do that. Sum of x squared. So I need, sum of the x squared is, well, actually, before that, I'm missing something. I need the sum of x squared, and I need the sum of y squared. So I didn't do that yet. Okay, so here I'm going to put, I'm going to call that power. Okay. So I need this number squared. I'm going to equal this caret 2 squared. Okay. And I need this value squared. So I'm just going to drag this over again because they're adjacent, right? All right. So now I have everything I need. All right. Let me go back. Equal sum of x squares. The sum of the x squares is 414. See right here? X squared. Sum is 414. What's this? Minus, again, I'm going to use my parentheses. I need the sum of the x squared, which I just did right here, divided by n, 491. 15, sorry, 15. Think of that other problem. Close my parentheses, enter. I got 8.4. And for the second one, I have sum of the y squares. That's equal. Sum of the y squares is 5184 minus sum of the y's. Wait, did I do that wrong? Yeah, I did that wrong. Need the sum of the y squares. Sorry, sum of the y squares are right here. Minus sum of the y squared. Again, I'm going to start a parenthesis. Sum of the y squared. This is the sum of the y's squared divided by 15. Enter. So far, so good. I did this earlier. Let me double check everything. Sure I got this right. Denominator 1. Did I get this right? F17. Yep. Okay. All right. I need to, okay, so I have this on this. This is denominator 1. That's this first piece. Denominator 2 is the second piece. Now I need the square root, right? Square root. They'll give me my denominator. Function. Go under math. Square root is a math thing. Look for square root. Square root. Okay. I need the square root of two things, right? If you look at the equation, I need the square root of the product of these two things. So I'm going to do square root of this times this equals. All right, so my square root is there. So last thing I need is this quotient, which means that's basically R, the square root. This numerator divided by the denominator. If I have equals numerator divided by denominator, and I get 0.646686. So did you see how I did that? So I never got out of Excel. Everything you need is here. So it'll be really easy to write that on the board now. I'm going to check that work. Let's check it. I'll put the R here. Go and check it. I can't find a cell. I need this cell right here. So we go to correlation. Correlation is under stats. Correlation. This gives you the bivariate correlation. Array A is self-esteem. Just highlight all those values. Okay. Array B is perceived physical appearance. Highlight all those values. Here we go. And look, 0.646. Same thing we got there. We rock and roll. How's that sound? Pretty good? Okay, any questions about that? I'm going to stop the recording because that's just for that.